Alright everyone, how you all doing? Welcome back to another podcast from the podcast group with Pluto, Lambo and Apple. We're gonna wait a couple of minutes to let everyone getting on the stream, and then we're gonna jump over. I hope you're all doing good. I hope you are hyped for the podcast today. We have some interesting topics today, if I can read them out. So we have the 38 migration. Maybe you have heard about that already. The 1254 KvK. We have another topic about 4 Imperium register, but they're getting split up in a KvK. That's weird. The face-to-face we're gonna cover, the new arc mode, and then the last one gonna be about Mephisto. So, let me jump over on Discord, unmute myself there, and then we're gonna start. Hey Nick, hey Mia, hey MacBook, welcome everyone in stream. By the way, Lambo, thank you very much for the 5 gifted subs, very appreciated.
Like, what the hell?
Alright, here we go guys. How you all doing?
Hey.
Boom.
No technical difficulty.
So I'm gonna turn off the music. So, guys, if you can give quick responses, everyone is or have a good audio volume, that would be awesome.
Hello. Volume. Am I good?
Boom, boom. Hello.
Rainbow's here. Go pack, go.
I think Pluto needs to be a little bit more up, and then we have it, right?
Am I good?
Hey, Dev.
Oh, wait. I'm quiet.
No, it's all good, All right. So I would say we're gonna jump directly into the first topic, which is about my kingdom here. 2338 migration. So maybe you have heard about that, guys. 2338 gonna migrate into 1875. So what do you guys think about that? Let's start with Lambo.
I mean, to be brutally honest, y'all got your asses kicked last KvK, right? I mean, it was a piss poor showing. So I think something is needed to maintain. If you want to compete at the highest level, a merger is probably a good thing. And taking some of the fighters to 1875, I think that'll benefit everybody.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, can you give us a rundown of what happened in your last KvK anyway? Like, I wasn't really too connected to it. Like,
you mean the FFA KvK?
yeah, whatever the KvK Lambo was. Because I was watching your streams and like you were winning for a little. Like, when I was
nah, so 21 won the KvK, but it was just I don't know, it was, Yeah, it was not really enjoyable since it was a FFA. I was really hyped for the FFA, but at the end, I think it was just shit. You know, like it was a back and forth fighting. Everyone was fighting against everyone. We was not having really like a side where you go to fight. A lot of jumping around. It was not really enjoyable, like the team KvKs, I would say so.
Wait, were you in between the two kingdoms that were in FFA, or?
Basically, yeah. It was well because we lost the other zone 6 where 1021 was. We was between 1753 and 21. Yeah. So yeah. What should I say to that? It was not a really enjoyable KvK. I mean, I have love for fighting. It's not like that, but I think the team KvKs, what we did was way better. Yeah.
FFA KvK is always like, I've never heard any of them go well. So.
Yeah. So, Apple, what do you have to say to that?
Well, for me, actually, I think it's pretty exciting because I am a big fan of Abu Hind and his crew, and to see you guys joining 1875, I think it's pretty. It's gonna be pretty good add to the to 1875, and not only that. If you're gonna be joining, I'm not sure if that's gonna be confirmed. I will ask you here. If you will be joining, I think they're gonna be so excited to have you because I know personally, and I know Abu Hind they really wanted a content creator coming to the kingdom to be able to show everybody, what they do. So I'm interested to hear, are you gonna join that? But from my end, I think it's super exciting to be in 1875. They are a great crowd, guys.
So to answer your question, if I'm gonna join 1875, yet is nothing confirmed. I would love to join them. I have filled out the form which got sent by our leadership on our kingdom Discord. I'm gonna call Abu probably and asking. But I would love to join 1875. Yeah.
I think the hard part about free for alls is, if you get two out of 3 camps into Kingsland, and one camp is having to fight hard on one front, and the other camps see this, they're going to pressure that one camp to get them out so they can do a 1v1.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily any agreement per se. It's just taking advantage of the situation.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
The thing that I saw from you guys is you guys just didn't have the field presence to be able to do that, to be able to hold that off. Even your big whales, when they were there, they were fighting hard, but when they weren't there, it was noticeably different.
Yeah, it was tough. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so it's a FFA KvK. That's why you don't do them. It's good to have this experience for sure. And I saw on the 1875 Discord that some of us got already confirmed, but I didn't saw them get migrated over, so it's probably gonna happen in the next days. Anything else you guys have to add, or can?
I mean, losing a KvK is not the end of the world. I've said this 100 times, right? You find out.
No.
You find out who your fighters are. You find out who's loyal to the kingdom.
Yeah.
And who's gonna fight when all the chips are down.
I'm retiring because I lost KvK.
Oh, stop it.
Someone take the microphone off him.
Yeah, you heard, guys. Pluto is gonna retiring and gonna fully do court ranks.
Unless I get 1,000 likes on my...
Oh,
no, I'm joking.
Oh shit.
Well, if we get 1,000 likes on the stream, I won't quit.
Nah. All right, guys, call everyone so to like this, and when Pluto gonna quit Wars of Kingdoms. You heard it. It's a bet. No, but to come back to the topic, sure, losing a KvK, it's not the end of the world. Like I said in the last streams, what I did, 38 will not die. They're just gonna reduce their power limit. Basically, they're gonna be a B seed, a high B seed kingdom. What I have understood. We can watch the mail what got sent. Here's Lazy saying that we're planning about 110 to 150 players to go to 1875. And 38 gonna be low A, high B seed. Yeah, so, and here's, they are saying 38 will go down to B seed. We will keep recruiting for 38. Myself and Flexi and other leadership will continue to run 38. So the leadership from 38 not gonna be leaving, and the kingdom just gonna die like probably others. They're gonna be still with the same leadership. It's just that what I said also in one time ago, I think there was always missing the more powerful players for keeping the field present. We was for sure very strong. We was for sure having a good murder ball, but in my opinion, after 1 or 2 days of fighting, it shut down pretty fast, since we was having still a lot of players who was 40 million, 30 million, especially in Arcane RI. It's nothing bad, you know, we was just missing like these older players who was having T5, who was having the good marches, to fill the field. We was having for sure a lot of whales, but I think in my opinion, we was missing the smaller players to keep the field presence. And I think what we do right now to merge with 1875, and to get over there the good people who have fought a lot, and who are like maxed out, I think that's good, since we have also played with 1875 twice in the back, and we have worked very good together. So yeah, I'm really looking forward for that merge, and we're gonna see how it's gonna run, and pretty sure we're gonna talk then in the future again about that topic in our other podcast. Yeah, so I would say we're gonna jump over to the next topic, which is the 1254 KvK. So I have saw that there the Pass 4 opens, right? So let me jump over here. So here we have a
the second Great Wall of China has been built.
So here we have the KvK. You see, we have a bunch of very good powerhouses in here, like with 1254, 1365, 1846, 1525, 1302. You know, like we have a good bunch of powerhouses in here. I said it on the podcast with Wetline. I don't understand why 1254 didn't got a matchup before. To be honest, the one with I don't know, with 1945 or like 1093. Like, I don't know why they got in the KvK like with these powerhouses. Makes no sense to me. Why the matchmaking was saying, no, you're not gonna fight against top 2, top 3, top 4. You know, like I don't know. Maybe there was like, okay, now 1365 got a lot of power. Maybe that was the reason. I'm not sure.
I know why.
Yeah. Okay. So seems like Lembo wants to comment something on that. So I give over to Lembo. Let's hear what you say.
Put your tinfoil hats on, boys. Here's a conspiracy theory time. Lilith did it on purpose. They did not want Chisgull in a KvK while Call of Dragons was being released. They wanted him to be casting Call of Dragons content to highlight their new game. So that is, in my opinion, why 1254 got no match found the last time they tried to match up.
And I vote yes from that.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty ridiculous, their no match found situation, because I'm pretty sure I brought this up previously on the pod, but the KvK that I was in was literally every single kingdom, like 1671, 1429, 2755, 2268. We opted into that KvK thinking that we were going to be versing 1254, because they literally messaged all of our leadership, like begging, please, like Rez was like, please, you know, we need a KvK, go sign that up.
Well, that's a tough sentence what you said there. I mean, from this, I understand what you're saying there, but it actually also makes sense. It would it would be so shit if it's really 100% true. It would be, I don't know. It's like to reduce the game experience from a lot of players. And I mean, 1254 is top 1 kingdom where have a bunch of players, we have a bunch of whales. So to ignore them to promote your game, I mean, so Shisco would have promoted, right? So other content creator would have promoted. So it's not like Call of Duty have no promotion. But to ignore a whole kingdom, basically the top 1 kingdom in your game, in your previous game, and I mean, Lilith is working directly for the game, right? Or Call of Dragons is Farlight and Lego games. So, I don't know. That would be really, really shit in my opinion. But let's hear what Apple have to say.
Since when does this company care about its players? Since when do they care about their players?
I mean, they care about the money, right? So, in that aspect, it makes no sense to say, okay, top 1 kingdom goes not in the KvK and losing thousands of money there, right?
Yeah, that's what Chisco was saying. Where it doesn't make sense that they're literally losing money every single time they don't put them in a match. And then now, with how everything's going, I wouldn't be surprised if you hear like a lot of big changes coming from 1254 after this KvK. Just because
a lot of them are quitting.
Yeah, like they literally killed one of their best KDs. So
yeah,
it's sad to see.
Yeah, we coming later about the topic again, like killing the Imperium. But let's hear from Apple. What do you have to add to that?
But look, guys, I just wanna. I heard something got repeated a couple of times. Like you were mentioning before, you guys needed more spinners. You need more whales in the kingdom. So some of your group will leave from 2338, and go to 1875. Okay, when we go read and we see what the game trying to do, the game is trying to reduce the number of players in the kingdom, but it doesn't seem to be successful. Yeah. It's clearly here we have an issue. It's if you go back and listen, it's at the end of the day, the whole issue is that everything that the game trying to do and move into direction, the players and the community is doing the opposite. Everybody still want to migrate to the big kingdom, want to be in a where there is whales and spinners, so you can maintain fighting, you can maintain recovery, all of that. That's my side of things. But if you look specifically on the 1254 KvK and 1945. To be honest, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like we already spent hours streaming 1365 last KvK. We've watched them. We've seen them. The dark horse here is 1254. Everybody is really looking forward to see how 1254 are gonna do this KvK, and I personally do. Unless here is pass 4 open and there was no fight, so it's a bit like So we'll have to wait and see.
All right. Yeah, guys, if anyone from you in the chat have something to add that, just share it, and we can answer that to that specific topic. Later at the end, we're coming to the Q&A round again. So if you have any other questions, just save it for the end. But yeah, it's true. Like how long was it? 5 months, 6 months, where 1254 was not having any KvKs. I mean, that's a long damn time, right? Like, you basically have killed with that the top kingdom, like Proto said. And I heard that a lot of players gonna retire after that KvK. For example, Red, right? So I don't know if that really was a good thing with saying, okay, we're not getting a matchup. I mean, there was possible options for them to get a matchup, right? There was top KvKs going on with the top kingdoms in there. So I don't understand why 1254 didn't got in there. That really makes no sense to me. And to basically, keep the game experience for these type of players, and also losing tons of money makes it's a lose-lose situation here for Lilith. So yeah, we will see what happens after that KvK. We're gonna have an eye on that for sure, and we're gonna see how many players gonna really quit from Rise of Kingdoms. It would be sad if tons of players gonna quit after the KvK.
I heard Reed Line. He said that could be his last KvK, and I'm like, that's a
Yeah.
bit random. Like, I'm not sure how. Like, if you someone play this game for quite a long time, and and invested a lot of time in it. Now you make contents, and you're very successful. All of that. Like, if you don't play this game anymore, how is that gonna affect everything? This is my question. I don't know if he's just saying that because he's been off, not playing for a long time, but we'll wait and see. But like, this is exactly like if Reed gonna leave. This is sad. That's even sad.
Yeah.
I love
I
Reed.
mean,
I think everybody here agrees.
yeah, I was talking to Red about it, and he actually has a really valid reason about it.
Oh, really?
Outside of the game, but I feel like that's something he'll announce like in a couple
Oh,
weeks.
I see. So that makes sense. That's why maybe
It makes sense because one,
Yeah.
like he hasn't been having fun with the game. Two, they haven't been fighting. And three, like I feel like he still plans on making content. Like if you check, a lot of his content has been, he has a new podcast now. He has
exactly.
and he's a really big, like, platform for the community. Like he just invites people in and then lets people's voices be heard that
Yeah.
people wouldn't have known otherwise. Like when I was 200 subs, Red got me on his stream, and that's how I got to 1,000 in a month, right? So yeah, I mean, he'll still be around, more than likely.
Yeah, he's huge part of that community.
Yeah. So
Big
yeah.
time.
So Wetline gonna.
Aloy says his wife is making him quit. If that's the case, he truly is a newlywed, right? I've been married 25 years, and after about 10 minutes of sitting in the same room with my wife, she looks at me and says, "Aren't you going to let me read my book and go play your game?" So,
Well, I'm pretty sure he gonna announce
It's
soon.
to my ears.
the honeymoon will wear off.
Hey, Justin,
in the
man.
house.
Welcome. Thanks, man, for this 10 gifted subs. I haven't added yet the emojis. I need to add them. I don't know if you may know, guys. Wetline have made special emoji for Justin, so I gonna add them after the stream. I hope I have now enough capacity for 2 more new emojis. We'll see. But thanks, man. Very, very appreciated. So to come back to the topic about people from 1254 quitting, maybe. Yeah. So we know Redline said he gonna quit, but he not completely YouTube. I mean that have a big impact, right? He was like one of the content creator from 1254, and if people heard that for example, Redline quitting, that have a big impact on the community and also on the promotion for Rise of Kings on YouTube. So I don't know. I think the 1254 KvK, not that like the normal players quitting maybe the game or like not enjoying it anymore because they have waited so long. But also that, for example, Redline quitting, that's another lose. So it's like a lose-lose-lose situation here for Lilith. Since they losing players, they have lost tons of money, and they're losing Redline. From what he said, that he's quitting Rise of Kings after the KvK. So, it's a whole lose-lose-lose situation. Yeah. So I don't know what the thinking from Lilith was there. But for sure it was not a good decision what they make there.
Yeah.
And we can't blame Lilith 100% either, right? I mean, these kingdoms that become super Imperiums have to understand that their insane activity when they have literally 1,500 players or whatever it is. What do they got? Like 4 alliances, 150 in each alliance, that are super active, plus each person probably has anywhere from 2 to 10 farms that are probably out gathering on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And they have high power, high kills. It's going to be hard for them to find a match if they're not queuing up against other big Imperium kingdoms. I mean, when you have maybe 5 to 7 super Imperiums out there, and there are different cycles for MGE, I mean, it's going to be hard for Lilith to match them up. So it's not entirely Lilith's fault. I mean, I think the rise of Super Imperiums has kind of stuck a dagger in their own back, too. I don't think this game was intended to have have kingdoms like 1254, like what's another one, guys, like 2489, you know, that get 5 alliances of, you know, 15 to 19 billion power in each alliance. It's just
Yeah.
it's not designed. It's not designed for that. We can tell by the servers that they have us playing on.
I understand that, sure, but that's what people playing it for, you know. Like for example, if I put my opinion on that, I love to play exactly at in KvKs like this. What you see there up, guys. I love to play in fights like this. I don't like the fights where I fight only 5 marchers. So that's why I would always prefer to be in a high B seed up to A or Imperium seed, and not in the C or D seed. It's just my opinion, you know, and I think that's also the opinion from most of the players in the game. I understand that the server capacity.
You're playing in the wrong C kingdoms and the wrong D kingdoms if you're not getting fights like this when your enemy shows up to fight.
Well,
because there are fights in C kingdoms, there are fights in D kingdoms.
Yeah, but from what I have understand from you, like you're porting a lot around and swarming flag, like you don't have field fighting like what you see on the stream, right?
No, there's field fighting. There's a significant amount of field fighting.
But not like this, right? That's what I mean. Like having 100 marches, 200 marches, 300 marches, plus in one field fighting, fighting for days, and still it's not close. I love fighting like this. Don't get me wrong, there are for sure maybe C or D seed kingdoms who have also this type of fighting, but just with less players. But you know, I enjoy these big fightings, so that's why people stay in or migrate into kingdoms like 1254, 1365, 1093. You know, because they enjoy these type of KvKs. So
well, I mean, the best thing about this type of KvK is you can jump online at any time, and there's fighting going on, right? And that's not the case in a C or a D kingdom. You're fighting for 24 to 36 hours after each pass opens. It's quite intense, but then there's generally nothing for a few days until the next pass opens. So, I mean, you know, there are pros and cons to being in both. I just get sick and tired of people knocking on C and D kingdoms, telling them that they have easy KvKs and bullshit like that, and that there's no fighting, because there's fighting. Yeah, my last KvK, the enemy avoided us 100%, but that's not the norm. You know, so I mean, unless you played in a C and a D kingdom, a quality C and D kingdom, you know, it just really irritates me and it gets under my skin, because I play in a D kingdom and I enjoy playing in a D kingdom more than I ever enjoyed playing in Imperium kingdom. I have more fun now, and that is even winning Osiris League. I have more fun now playing with a small group of people than I did playing with hundreds and hundreds of people.
Well, that's good for you. Maybe in the future I'm gonna check out the OCC kingdoms. Yet I love to fight these type of fights where you have tons of marchers. So we switching the topic more here. So yeah, I think we all can agree on that. 1254 could have played in a KvK before already this one, right? There was options for them to have a KvK. That they didn't got it, or that Lilith said, okay, no, you don't get a KvK. I think that damaged the game and will have an impact on the game in the future. And we're gonna see more after, like, we're gonna see how many quit or what gonna change in the game after that KvK. I think there gonna be some changes in the player base, in the community. Yeah. So if you guys have anything to add yet, then just say it. Otherwise, I would jump to the next topic.
Only one thing is just I think people need to understand what they need and what they want. Like, look at Limbo. He's sitting in a D kingdom, having the best time of his life, as he just said. You know, and I am in an Imperium. A kingdom, I'm enjoying what I'm doing. You know, this is the thing. People need to find the balance. What is best for them?
don't take other people opinion about a kingdom or a tier as it's the ultimate. You gotta experience things for yourself to find the balance that makes it makes it easy for you. This is my part. And on that note, I just want to say Electro King, boom boom and welcome. Back to you, Beast.
Yeah. Ploro, do you have something to add?
About like kingdom? Wait, what are we even talking? Kingdom tiers? Like what kingdom you should be in? I mean,
Overall,
honestly,
like the whole thing with 1254, just something to add yet at the end.
oh yeah, I added about how like it sucks that they're going through a lot because of not being able to play KvK for practically almost a year. But yeah, I mean, echoing Apple's point, I think like what really matters is people you play with and the kingdom that you're like the leadership and all that kind of stuff, and the people that are in your kingdom. Whatever seed that is really doesn't matter in my opinion. It really just matters on that you're playing with people that you want to play with, and then just go from there.
Yeah. That's for sure. That should be the number one rule if you play community games like this. To always look to find the community, to find the alliance which you want to play with. And not like looking for big spending KvK kingdoms or big KvKs, but where you don't enjoy the kingdom where you're in. Yeah, that should be always the number one rule. I think we all can agree on that. So I would say let's jump on the next topic we have here on the line, and that is the 4 Imperium registers split up in their KvK or in different KvKs. Lambo, do you want to start?
So for those that aren't aware, 1960 and 2489, 1307 and 1093, 4 of the biggest, baddest kingdoms in the game, all registered for KvK at the same time, the same KvK format. Those 4 mega Imperium kingdoms got split up into 2 separate KvKs. So 2489 and 1960 are in one, 1307 and 1093 are in another. Again, I can't help but think that somebody on the back end had a hand in this, and they did it deliberately so that the people, because if those 4 kingdoms were all in the same KvK, I guarantee you that there would be at least 5 to 10 people streaming that KvK consistently, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. This game would get a ton of publicity, and it would give the people what they want to watch. But now that it's split up into 2 separate KvKs, there's not going to be as much viewership out there, right? There's not going to be as many people streaming it. So I can't help but think, again, going back to my tinfoil hat conspiracy theory, that it was done on purpose to give this game less exposure, to kind of steer people toward the new game, right? And it just, there's a series of events that has taken place, whether it be 254 no match found, or these 4 Imperiums getting split up into 2 separate KvKs, that and we'll get into the developer feedback a little bit later, that seem to be getting us to a point in Rise of Kingdoms where the developers, the producers, are trying to get away from this game having any sort of viewership, any sort of content out on YouTube to steer people towards the new game that they have out there. And that goes right along with the new Osiris League format. You can't spectate without fog. How are people going to watch
Is that
Osiris
real?
League?
Wait, I didn't even know that. Oh my gosh, that's actually so bad.
So there's just a series of events and series of decisions that have been made that are going to reduce the amount of content that is out there on YouTube that contributes to the fun in this game, people spectating and learning this game and being interested in this game. And it's sad to see.
What should I say? Like it makes no sense. But if we're looking back, they trying for a couple of months now to break these big Imperiums, to reduce these big Imperiums, to reduce the power from them, to reduce the player base. in these kingdoms, which I still cannot understand why you do so, because this type of KvKs with a big Imperium, which have make a name in the game, right? They are well known in the community, and people love to watch this. And if new people find this game over a KvK, like with 1254 and 1365, for example, in that, and you see the big fighting going on, and you're like, oh shit, I really enjoy that. I want to play that also. I mean, that's what you want for your game, right? Like to get new people, but if you reduce this interest from the players and making decisions of what reduce at the end the viewer base, how do you want to get more players to play your game, or new players? Because at the end it's also a question of money, because at the end Liv is a company which is also looking for making money. That's totally understandable. But the decisions what we make, like Lambo said, reducing the things what we can do on YouTube, which gives us a better promotion for the game, for example, like these type of big KvKs, not understandable. And I need to agree on Lambo. It's all weird, because that all happens in the timeline, whatever it's called, where Call of Duty got public. You know, once Call of Duty was out worldwide, 1254 found a match. But the 4, 5, 6 months before, where Call of Duty was in the beta, they didn't found a game. What is that shit? So, you know, it's really looking weird. And also now with the new 4 Imperium kingdoms, we register on the same one, but getting split up. What the hell? Why? Like, you basically have top kingdoms in the same registering, but they're getting split up. Makes no sense. Why? Why do you do that? Like Lebo said, it's probably just to reduce the viewer base on YouTube, and making with that a move that the Core of Things get more views. It is just theory. It's nothing to 100% confirm, but it's, you know, it's all looking weird. It's really looking weird. But let's hear what Apple have to say to that.
Okay. I really personally, I'm not gonna lie, I'm like sitting here in that podcast listening to Limbo speaking, and I'm like, okay, that guy make too much sense to me. I'm just being honest, you know? It makes so much sense. If we look at the timestamp of the events that happened, it was the Call of Dragon release. I think a lot of things indicate that there is definitely something has been done to reduce the, you know, the publicity or the rate. I don't know, but it's clearly there is a percentage of it. But on the other hand, splitting the 4 Imperium, I think it's the biggest joke. Like today we got the mail for our allies, and I've never played a KvK like this KvK. We're not allowed pretty much to touch the B and C kingdoms. They play their own KvK, and we are 1960 play against each other. And they're gonna be also ruling that KvK that if any of the one sides called a truce, that we're not gonna be fighting anymore, that's gonna stop. And the KvK will be moving into more of a recovery mode. But to be honest, you know, like I like it's just who I am. I like to look at the positives. When you look at the positives for 2489 and 1960, I think there's a huge advantage for us to be facing 1960. We are 2 high active kingdoms. You know, we both think we are very strong. It would be good to get this open field training. Excuse me. I need to cough, sorry.
All right.
Yeah, we need, you know, it would be great to get the exposure to play against 1960. I think it's going to be one of the most respectful KvK. We're not going to see any disrespect. We're not going to see toxic. I think it's going to be a high quality one. On the other hand, you look at 1093 and 1307 KvK, you know, they're going to face each other. There's going to be a deadly bloodbath KvK, but I wished it was the 4 of us. There is definitely a problem with the matchmaking, but we can see it in the face-to-face, which we're going to address soon, that they already understood that this is an issue, and, you know, they're trying to work on it. But
the way I see it, it's not very nice. It's really not everybody is excited about 1960 and 2489 KvK, which is pretty sad because normally that should be the best KvK, unfortunately, but it's not this time. Yeah, back to you, Beast.
All right, good points what you said. Let's hear from Pluto. What is your view on that?
It's just really weird, to be honest, that the matchmaking, like I saw the maps and it's like, isn't it like 2 Imperium kingdoms, which is their own camp, and then the rest of them are like 3 random B seeds, right? Which is like, I don't know how those found matches, but then us 1670, 1671, 1429, 2755, and 1254 didn't get a match. You know what I mean? Like it really, matchmaking is very, I guess, it's just weird, right? There's no pattern, there's no coordinates. It's just all arbitrary, which is kind of the trend that I think I'm seeing in Rise of Kingdoms, where they make arbitrary changes, and it kind of is really frustrating as a player to see these changes happen, like armament system. And then whenever they say they're improving things, like I think we should we should hold them accountable, because they said that they're going to allow for armaments rerolls for the past like 4 months, right? Or it feels like 4 months. I might be wrong, but like ever since armaments came out, they said that there's gonna be armament reroll. You could reroll the stats, and unless I haven't played the game that much, I still don't think that's out, right? And then in this face-to-face with the developers, they didn't even address anything about armaments. So, it's like they expect us to forget about it, or I don't know. Like there's just no accountability so far, like that I see.
Yeah.
And if there's really an automated system to do this matchmaking, what are they running this automated system on? A 1980s TRS-80 or a fucking VIC-20 Commodore 64? Maybe an Atari 2600? It should not, if there's some automated system and you know who's registered, it should not take 2 or 3 days to determine opponents in a KvK, right? Which leads me to believe that there's somebody sitting behind a desk somewhere, coordinating with the company executive leadership team to match people up manually in these KvKs and drag and drop kingdoms into specific camps, into specific KvKs. Because an automated system to do these matches would be much, much faster than 2 to 3 days.
Yeah, for sure. Like it would take, if an AI would sit behind that and look at the power or overall the stats from the kingdoms who register in the specific type of Season of Conquest map, it would take, I don't know, 10 minutes, 50 minutes, and we would have done the KvK matchmaking. So, I think you're right, Limbo.
Or just really, like, they have these events that's really cool. Like, the Grand Prix was kind of cool. Like, if you have reputable KDs and whatever, like, because Imperiums to me is kind of like the pro play of Rise of Kingdoms. College Rank's fun. Of Rise of Kingdoms, right? Like Imperium is like the closest, like playing in an Imperium KvK is the closest thing I'll ever get to playing with the top of the top in any game. Like I play League of Legends, I'm in gold, I'm never gonna play with like challenger people, but in Rise of Kingdoms the cool thing is Imperium KvKs you get to play at the top of the top, best of the best, talk of the town type of events. If they really like, I don't know, I feel like they should put more agency with the players. I like if they had that Grand Prix events, if they had like something where I don't know, like imagine if like the top, I don't know, 8 Imperiums had a draft, and then like you had team captains based on, I don't know, like 1960 and 1365 or whatever, and then like they could pick Imperiums onto their side. Like I feel like that'd be like there's like random stuff that they could do, but yeah, they just let everything be arbitrary. So
how do B seed kingdoms get in a KvK with 1960 and 2489?
The thing is, that's like the second KvK and 3 KvKs where 1960 had B seeds in the KvK. Have you seen the KvK, like their KvK before the last one? It was literally like 30 KDs with 1960 in there. Is wild.
I mean,
it makes no sense. Their top 5 kingdom And like they're getting match up with BC. Like, what the hell is that matchmaking?
Yeah.
It's to the point where I want to see 2489 and 1960 just wipe out the smaller kingdoms, meet in Kingsland, and fight for the Zig at the end, 1-on-1, mano-y-mano. I think that would be entertaining as all hell.
I think that's the plan, right? Isn't that what Apple would know? Like, what's the? Isn't it like each camp 1v1s, and then they split the
In a
map into two
KvK?
parts. Yeah.
So it is so 2489 gonna face 1960. Okay. And this is our KvK. We're not gonna be fighting any of the other camps. So pretty much, it's not confirmed yet. But what my understanding is, pretty much is gonna be like daylight with Greenwood. Daylight and wind against water and Greenwood. It's gonna be top versus bottom or something like that. But we're not gonna be part of any of that, and they're not gonna get to Kingsland. It's gonna be for 1960, and pretty much all the final rewards gonna be given to the top 300 contributors between the two kingdoms. It's more of a that's kind of what I understood.
Oh, okay.
It's
Interesting.
more of a mature kind of training deadly bloody bath KvK. But that's what I'm saying. I think, and the people see the cons in the KvK and it's boring and stuff. I see a lot of pros. To be facing 1960, they are the MVP of this game. We're gonna get to learn a lot. We're gonna get to experience who we are. Are we ready to have strong merit the ball, or we need to work on it? It's good. I think it's good. And again, it's not gonna be
sucks.
toxic. And I love it.
It sucks. There's no bad blood between 1960 and 2489.
I have
Lost
so many
Kingdom chat,
friends.
it's gonna be
It's crazy.
boring.
It is fucking. I know. It's true. But there is no bad blood. It's so true.
I was thinking of creating an account in 1254 just to see their Lost Kingdom chat.
You should see, man, how many people opened accounts and came to our kingdom chat. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Gotta look at the
1960 and
bullets.
2489 are gonna be sitting around the fire saying "Kumbaya."
So if I can recommend something what Fish said, 2489 and 1960 are both low in power. In this term, it makes sense. I mean, that might be true, compared the power compared from them to the other Imperium kingdoms, like 365 or 1254. Yeah, their power is low. But I mean, so if the AI should sit behind the matchmaking, it would kind of make sense that they're getting put in together with BC kingdoms based on the power. But if a normal human is sitting behind the matchmaking and is looking at all the stats and is like, oh yeah, no, you and you go together and you go together, it makes even less sense because they should know what 9060 is, right? Like, okay, we have like, I don't know, 25 billion power. I don't know the exact number yet. But compared to the account quality is so much better than these BC kingdoms, which are getting into a matchup. So the developers should know, if they're making the matchmaking by their own, that 9060 don't need to be in the BC KvK. They need to be in the Imperium seat KvK. So that make even more less sense why they split up the four Imperium KvKs, the four Imperium kingdoms, and splitting them into two KvKs. That makes even less sense, So I don't know. It's like it's makes so much no sense anymore what they're doing. It's really like, I don't know. I have above so many things a big question mark, and I'm like, what the hell are you doing? Yeah. I don't know. It's just sad to see these type of decisions what they're making. Yeah, no way it's AI based. When you look at the camp stats, you can clearly see that. Yeah. So, so it probably be a human or more humans sitting there and looking at the stats and making the matchmaking. It makes even less sense. So, I don't know. Yeah, guys, something else you have to add to the four Imperium kingdoms getting separated? Otherwise, I would jump over to the face-and-face.
Yeah, it's just sad.
Yeah, it's just sad. Exactly, I agree, bro.
Yeah. They had that 5 Imperium KvK earlier, like with a bunch of like. I don't. It doesn't really make sense why they would be separated, but yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah. So, then I would say we jump over to the face and face. I would say let's start with time with Pluralbet. What is your opinion on the face-to-face with the developers?
Oh man, I'll let you start. You started with me on the thing I didn't read. That's great.
Okay,
I mean, I watched Chiskel's video a little bit about how KvK 3s are gonna be the new season of Conquest or whatever. I don't know. I still think KvK 3 is super sleeper even with season of Conquest commanders. So, I don't think that'll be too much of a thing. KvK battles are unbalanced. Yeah. I actually haven't read it, so
let's just highlight the two things that kind of stick out in here in their answer, right? We are actively exploring targeted solutions. In the future, we will implement a series of adjustments, such as limiting the number of registrants for a single kingdom in a KvK, part 1, and putting scarcely populated kingdoms on the same server.
Oh, they're merging kingdoms?
You can only take 500 people into a KvK, no matter the size of your kingdom. Does that mean they're merging low seed, low power kingdoms into the same server?
That sounds like what they're doing. Yeah, that's damn.
Only 500 players can go in one KvK.
No. I pulled the number 500 out of my ass. Right? They're just limiting the number of registrants for a single kingdom in a KvK. And why are they doing this? Because somebody complained KvK battles are unbalanced due to a significant difference in the number of active governors among kingdoms. Why isn't this taken into consideration then during the matchmaking process?
Yeah.
Okay? And why are we blaming Lilith for this? If your kingdom sucks shit and you don't have active players in it, you need to look at your leadership in that kingdom. Not blame Lilith.
Yeah. Basically, yeah. Basically.
Oh my God.
That's what I said also yesterday, Plodo, you maybe remember, when I talked about the AP cap. Why did they have make an AP cap? You know, like it makes no sense for the active kingdoms.
I get ready. 10 minutes. Put the timer on now.
For the active kingdoms, you know, it's just a punch into the face, because you know they are active. They grinding these fucking forts to get the AP pods, and they getting now a AP cap on that. That's the same shit with what we have now in the face-to-face. It makes no sense to punish the active kingdoms in your freaking game, which making adverters, which getting promotion on YouTube by, you know, like from the YouTubers, and but they making decisions to reduce the active kingdoms. Huh? What the hell is that? It makes zero sense. Like they're just destroying more and more Rise of Kingdoms with that decision, and more people will leave it. I mean, I heard, you know, so many players stopping playing the game, like because of this type of decision. Many have stopped because of armament. It's just like they making decisions which is not understandable. They're having the strength of these big Imperiums, right, on these big KvKs, but they're making more and more decisions to reduce it. What the hell is that? Why? Why, Lilith? Are you doing that shit? I don't get it. The only thing what is reasonable for me for that is like you want to kill your game. And if you want to do it so, then just continue the way you're doing right now. You're really doing a good job right now on killing Rise of Kingdoms. Really, it's I don't know. It makes no sense. Like nothing to hold on. I don't want to blame the C and D kingdoms, but that is not something what you can really good stream on YouTube, in my opinion. Like I mean, maybe the few first hours, but you want to stream over days for the KvK, right? And I mean, we have these type of big Imperium kingdoms, which are well known in the community. And if Lilith is reducing more and more the limiting now the players who can register in one kingdom into a KvK, What the fuck is that bullshit? Before it was like with a zig that you have the Augustone stuff there or whatever that is. Like also only 300 players or what the number is can get it shit. What the hell is that? Like I don't get that. I don't get that. Why?
Apple?
That was 2 minutes 24 seconds. It was less than yesterday, Beast. So.
I talked so many times on the podcast about that. It's just getting.
Yeah, you held back this time. Good job.
Apple?
Yeah, for me is what Limbo touched on. For me, that mail was all pretty much one thing that really took my attention was that they're gonna limit the numbers of players in the kingdom. That's definitely something you need to question. How the heck is that gonna happen? But in the same time, you need to look at the other side of the coin. It's gonna also minimize the Super Imperium, which what I was touching base about before.
Mm-hmm.
So wait. If you're in those big kingdoms and you're not top, I don't know. For example, I was saying 500. So say you're not 500. Does that mean you just can't play KvK? Like, what are you just twiddling your thumbs in Home Kingdom? Is that like?
Basically, yeah.
I guess we'll have to see. If maybe this is one of those things where they're like, oh, farm account filling is so big now. Maybe it's like, oh, we don't want farm accounts to fill anymore, so they're gonna whatever. But to be honest, like I stopped reading all of these patch notes because half of the time they don't even put in the changes anyways. Like it's like, I'm like, what am I reading this for? Like, armament system literally just made me like, oh yeah, you could re-roll the stats on your armaments. Yeah, okay, where? That was like a patch notes like 2-3 months ago.
Yeah.
What exactly do they mean by putting scarcely populated kingdoms on the same server? Are they going to try and merge C and D kingdoms with each other? I mean, that's going to be fucking civil war after civil war. I'm telling you right now, we've spent 2 years building 1029 into a successful D-seed kingdom that has quality fighters in it that we fully screen and vet before we let them come to the kingdom. You're going to throw another D-seed kingdom in with us on the same server potentially? And what? We're going to have to fight for the Zig at the end? We're going to have to go through and fucking clean house and 100 players to get them out of the kingdom again just to get it back to what we want? You're gonna, I mean, there's a place for C kingdoms, there's a place for D kingdoms, just like there is A kingdoms and B kingdoms. And just because the C or D kingdom is quote unquote scarcely populated doesn't mean that there are not players there who are purchasing bundles on a daily basis and who are not enjoying the game and enjoying KvKs for the most part. My last KvK is an exception. You can't just tell them to bend over and grab your fucking ankles. We're going to shove this up your ass without any lubricant and merge your kingdom with another kingdom, right?
How territory
it just doesn't work like that.
Oh my god, I'm just thinking about it. It's so stupid. Yeah. Like, how would territory even work? Like, you have to rebuild everything? Like, you have
oh my god, what the fuck? I didn't even thought about that.
Like, how does that work? Like,
okay, so
I don't know, man.
So okay, hold on. So if we need to compare here core things with other kingdoms. Core things have a future where you merge the servers together after season 1, right? And I see, I don't know if they're taking now that to Rise of Kingdoms, because I mean the companies, like working together, like that are Lego games for both games, right? So, if they're really thinking that can work now to avoid the thing of active governors, to just merge the kingdoms together. It's not a big deal, right? We just merge the lower seed kingdoms, and then everyone is happy because everyone having the same amount of active players, like the A seed or B seed. But if they really think that can work, when they're smoking fucking weed or something, or taking other drugs, I don't know, like that, in the world, it cannot work like this. People have built over years their kingdoms. Of course, kingdoms dying, but that is because of the fault of people are not active or the leadership is shit. But you cannot just merge the kingdoms together that it's work. Or you think that it's work. Like, what the hell is that bullshit? That's the same bullshit like with the armament system. That's the same bullshit with the AP cap. That's the same bullshit with the help cap. That's the same bullshit with that. Like, holy shit.
Sorry, I went on a little rant there.
But you know something? I just want to say something. At the end of the day, you know, the game creators also know most of us invested too deep into this game to just turn around. So, you know, we have to understand, they just released a new game, you know, and this follow-up. It's just suck it up. We're gonna have to suck it up for 3-4 months. Maybe the rest of the year until something else happens. But yeah, I just cannot believe, honest, game that makes more than $100 million a month, you know, in profits or whatever, can not have one person manually put the kingdoms in a KvK. I cannot believe it's an automatic system. It's a joke. It's sad. It's the most important part of the game. It's why we invest so much into the game to play, you know, the KvK, and to see that it's really nobody put any effort into making it something special. It is very sad. That's how I see it.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not because of Cold Dragon. Most of the shit, of course, have happened because of Cold Dragons, probably. But also before that, the AP cap was before. The Crystal Tech, what a lot of people don't like, have happened before. The heal cap have happened before. So it was not starting with Call of Dragons getting announced. It was already starting 1 year before that, or okay, not 1 year, but multiple months before Call of Dragons getting announced. That the updates or the Q&As or whatever they're bringing out, it's just most of it garbage, in my opinion. Like, it's not even like why are you reducing or why are you putting a limit on the players who can register from one kingdom into a KvK? Why are you looking forward for putting kingdoms together, which are C or DC kingdoms, which have, like Limbo said, built up the server over years and just destroying that? That's basically like you just don't care about what your players doing. You're just punching more and more in the face of the players, and you're taking away like the time what they have spent in the freaking game, building something up, and making shit, and making people quitting the game. If you're really looking forward for that, good job, Lilith. Just continue like this.
Whoever Lilith is listening to and taking advice from, I do not feel they have the best interests of the game and the entire player base at heart. And Lilith, if you want opinions that are not sugar-coated, I will tell you straightforward. You know where to find me. Come and find me, and let's have a conversation. I will refrain from using profanity during that conversation, but I'm not going to sugarcoat.
Are you really?
things.
Are you really?
I'll tell you. I'll tell you like it is.
You can't promise though.
I work in a business environment. I don't cuss and swear all day at work on my work meetings, even though I work with a bunch of stupid motherfuckers.
I can't imagine that, to be honest. Hey, MP's a Lilith dev, and he said there's no merger, so we're safe.
Who's a dev?
Matt Phantom.
Oh,
Practically. Hey, Matt Phantom, thanks for all the gold chests and Call of Dragons, man. Appreciate it.
Time will tell. Time will tell.
Ah, man, it's making me crazy.
Oh, MP. Okay, I see. MP. How many freaking YouTube names do you have, Phantom? What the hell?
Huh?
MP must be Mad Phantom?
Yeah, that's Mad Phantom. Yeah.
Huh.
What's up, man? You guys are making me feel guilty now. Like, Call of Dragons is Call of Dragons. I'm like, bruh, I play Call of Dragons. Like...
No, and if y'all are having fun playing Call of Dragons, Call of Duty, Viking Rise is a good, really good game, a lot like Rise of Kingdoms that Dirty Dan started playing. I made an account there, and I enjoy that game as well. But if y'all are having fun doing what you're doing, keep doing it. You know, life is too short to do something you're not enjoying. I still enjoy playing Rise of Kingdoms on a daily basis, mainly because the group of people I play with.
I love the game.
Do what makes you happy. Life is too short.
Yeah, for sure.
And whatever you decide, as long as you're happy, I'm going to support you 100% because that's what friends do.
Oh,
Man.
Well, that's so nice.
Yeah.
It's getting a bit emotional.
the thing is why I yell at that shit what Lilith is doing, because I enjoy Rise of Kingdoms. That's the reason why I yell and talking about that. Because I enjoy Rise of Kingdom, because I love the fighting, because I love the community, most of the part. But it's just sad to see what they're doing, and we hear more and more players quitting, going over to Call of Duty, leaving completely the game, looking for other game which is not Call of Duty or Rise of Kingdoms. It's just sad to see that a game like this getting punished from the death. I don't know. It's like, you know, like
I think players quitting is a good segue into Mephisto.
Am I allowed to show the screenshot?
Yeah, do it.
Yeah,
All right.
you and Lambo. I'm a viewer for this one. I wanna hear this. Steve.
So okay, I'm gonna show a screenshot. So maybe you have heard. I mean, Mephisto was the topic multiple times for having drama, right? So can I tell everything what you write there?
Yeah, go for it.
So
I mean, this a lot of what I wrote you yesterday comes from a viewer in my stream yesterday who was a pilot for Mephisto.
All right. Okay. So guys, have a look at the
Lexus Gaming or no?
No, I think someone else. I don't know. But
Okay.
so have a look at the gems, guys. Minus 837,000 gems. Minus, okay? So, Lambo said he retired, told his kingdom they could use his account, then totally fucked them and refunded on it. Now negative gems, gold just taken back from kingdom players, and they can't even use his 1 billion account as they can't take armies out on the field with it being in the negative.
You want to see dead weight in a kingdom? This is now dead weight in a kingdom. 1 billion power, and the kingdom can't even take armies out of this guy's city.
So first of all, big 2 questions what I have. First of all, why is he always a topic about when a lot of drama happens? Second, didn't Lilith said you cannot refund anymore?
It's not up to Lilith. I mean, if you contact your credit card company or you contact Google and you tell them that you didn't make these purchases, there are fraud procedures in place that banks have to follow.
All right. So okay. When I just gonna contact my credit card or my bank and just telling them, yo, no, I didn't make the purchases. Also when I have a second verification and no one else when myself have access to the second verification. I guys, you see, I'm gonna retire. I take my amount of money what I have spent over 2 years into the game. I'm gonna take it back, put it into Call of Duty. Easy. What the fuck is that? I mean, you spend it and then you can take it back at any time. Like if you are able to do it. What the fuck is that bullshit? And even Mephisto is a billionaire. Like, why is he, like, he's saying, okay, here's my account, guys, you can use it, but at the same time, he refund everything when he's probably don't need to do it. He's a fucking billionaire, what I know. It's like, I don't know.
Let's just make it a little bit worse. He played Call of Duty, Call of Dragon, and he's been there. So.
Yeah.
How the fuck they work out? I'm sorry. Like, How do you play for the same company? You just refunded 800,000 gem. God knows how much money is that. And then you're still playing a second game for them and you're still spending? You know?
Yeah, and think of the kingdom. I mean, they probably took back all the gold chests that people collected for a lot of the things that you bought.
Look at it from another perspective. That's Matt Phantom here. Let's see what's the perspective. But this guy like does a lot of drama. Like he's quite, I don't know, but sometimes it's pretty harsh.
So I
He
mean,
wanted to give them a cant as a gift, and they wanted to make money on him. He played, spent over $2 million, then he didn't like the way the game is going.
yeah, but I walk into a grocery store, I buy a steak. If I don't like the way it tastes, am I going to go back to that grocery store and return that fucking steak? I mean, seriously, you spent the money knowing what you were going to get into. Just because you don't like something doesn't mean you go and get a refund for it. I don't care how fucking rich or entitled you are. You spent the money up front knowing exactly what you were getting into, that you were putting this money into a mobile game that you're probably never, ever going to get back.
Yeah.
And then you don't like the direction the game is going and you just say, oh, fuck it, I want my money back. You know, fuck you, motherfucker. None of us do that. None of us common folk do that. You know, just because you're a millionaire doesn't give you the right to go and refund your money and screw the rest of the people in your kingdom.
Yeah, the thing is, guys, you need to understand the gold chest, everything what he bought from the shop, all the shit, all that stuff what the people got in the alliances where he spent that shit, it's of course getting also taken away from them, because Lilith is saying, okay, you refund the money what you have spent, so that means all the gold chest which got spent in your alliance, what are we doing? We don't like to give free stuff away, so what are we doing? We're taking away from all the members who got that stuff. So, you know, like, it's just, okay, if he refund, that's his own. But he fucks the entire people who got the Alliance chest from that. And that are thousands of gold chests, probably. Okay, no, but hundreds of gold chests.
It's just funny to hear, because
you know,
I remember a lot of people were complaining about the goblins that just migrated into 2831 to gobble up his gold chests, and then now they're all refunded.
Yeah.
I wanted to calculate, like, if they wanted to save the account or whatever, and they just wanted to get gems from daily gem supply, like how long it would take. And I mean, in 3.5 years, if they keep buying daily gem supply, they'll be able to use the account again. So then, you know, long-term project.
It's unethical no matter what perspective you look at it from. It's not right.
So okay, people saying it's like Ape saying it's 30 it's 1 month. Someone else said it's Lois said it's 90 days. So whatever it is that is stuff what you take away from your people in the kingdom. So and you so whatever it is like 90 days would be even worse. 30 days, okay. Could be not that worse, but 90 days, like, think about how much 90 days are when you refund. So
I don't know.
I want a refund. I want my money back.
You could kind of see both sides to it, no? Like, if he didn't like his kingdom and he didn't like the game, then then he could.
Then you migrate out, and if you can't migrate anymore, it's probably because you were a shithead and you burned your bridges with everybody else in the community to begin with.
That's true. I don't know. It's just more so like, it's one of those things where it's not ethical, but it's just, you know, gotta deal with it.
There's always two sides to the coins, team.
but
There's always
the thing is,
two opinions. It's just part of how it works.
guys, the thing is, I remember back when we was having the refund scam as a big topic in the community. I remember when in the inventory was negative gems items. When there was negative resource items, when was negative speed ups items. So we only see up there the negative gems on the count. We don't know what is in the inventory. Is it when it's the same shit like back I don't know, when was it 1 year, 1.5 years ago with a big refund scam? If they're still gonna be able to have negative items in the inventory are, I mean, then it's probably more than 90 days or more than 30 days. If you have...
Wait, were you in 2338 when that happened, or no?
Yeah, when Cisco made about 38 Kingdom a video, because we was having a Miniway account who got in I guess Warrior Reapers, and he bought like the entire shop and then refunded. And yeah, I don't know. So it's and we don't know how the inventory is looking, right? If there are also negative items, then it could be more. I thought it was not even possible anymore that you can refund. I know that in Google is there like 2 weeks where you can refund something, if it's possible, when it's like a monthly subscription, for example. So, seems like we can still refund. I don't know. In my opinion, it's just shit. You have spent millions on that game. You bought stuff with for your alliance with that gold chest, for example, or silver chest. This people get the rewards out of this, and now you're refunding everything when you probably don't care about the money, just to shit up the people's account. That's just a what the fuck move that is. Like when he's like.
And sorry, if he didn't refund, and this is not from a refund, what are the details behind it? Why is there a negative 800,000 gems?
Yeah,
he obviously didn't refund the $1 million he spent in the game, but something happened somewhere where you're negative 800,000 gems and you can't pull armies out of your city. And to my knowledge, that's happened before. Good father, some people call him good feeder. There was a point which he had to pay Lilith 6 figures just to get his account restored, because he was part of the refund scandal as well, as I understand it. So if there's something else going on here, please enlighten us. But until I see evidence to the otherwise, this is a crock of shit.
Yeah. So of course, guys, that's just our opinions here. That's nothing. Like we just know this
All the
type of
information we have.
Yeah. So there could be more detailed which we don't know. We just can see that we have on the Mephisto's account minus 800,000 gems. When we remember back to this big scam shit, we know that there was also possible in the items to have negative negative speed ups. So if there is still the thing of negative items, then and you are able to refund basically the whole account when it's possible, I don't know. It's just then, It could be also that you have like, I don't know, probably more, 10 million negative items in gems, in his inventory. We don't know that. We don't see or we don't have a screenshot from his inventory. So if it's really like that, then it's a really, really big ass move. Like, for real. Like, you cannot do that. Because now imagine you open 100, 200 gold chests and you get all that, what you got there, negative now. All the VIP points, all the speed up, all the gems. That's just the ass move, what you don't do. Also, when you spend 2 minutes, it's your own will to do that. No one forced you to do that. So if you decide to spend this type of money on a mobile game, and you think like, oh shit, I don't want to play that anymore, but I want my money back, then your own fault. You spend it at the time where you have enjoyed it, and then live with that. That's your money what you have spent on. But you cannot just shit up over other accounts who got the stuff from the shares. That's my opinion on that.
Yeah, I mean, it probably would have been cheaper for him to buy a high power account in the Sock Kingdom than it would spend $1 million in a new kingdom to get Max Julius Caesar and Max Charles Martel. I think he realized going into Season of Conquest KvKs that his commanders weren't going to stack up against everyone else. Yeah, whether it was a 100 million power player he was going against or a 50 million power player he's going against.
For sure.
Right. So, and I mean, I have other information that he tried to buy accounts, and then backed out of those deals too. So, God only knows. God only knows. And I, based on everything Chisgul has made videos about him on, I know they buried the hatchet. But based on prior videos Chisgul's made, based on things that his kingdom was telling me in live chat yesterday, based on the negative 800,000 accounts in there at this point in time, and I just think I feel sorry for the man. I feel sorry for the man.
And we know he doesn't. I know. Like I'm just reading the chat. People repeating he doesn't care about money. We clearly know that this is not. It's not about a money thing. It's just how people feel about it. As a community. But if we stand outside the community and you look at it from the outside, fuck, the guy played, got some money out of it. Well, good on you. But when you're someone that plays the game and part of it, you feel disheartened because at the end of the day, this was player was 1 billion power, one of the good players in a way. But it's always surrounded by drama. It's unfortunately. They wanted to sell his account. I wouldn't have a clue. Yeah, let's look at it. If you're someone free to play, or someone, yeah.
Nobody's gonna buy that account.
It's crazy, man. How much are you gonna get paid for it? So so maybe this is the other side to the story. That after he gifted that account to his kingdom players tried to sell the account, so he went and refunded it, so it went into negative, so nobody gonna buy it. So that could be the other side to the story. Just to let you know. That's what I'm kind of sensing here.
I think Aloys is hitting the nail right on the head here. Mephisto tries to break these games by
he plays Call of Duty now, so and he can buy accounts in Call of Duty. I keep saying that. Sorry, guys. Call of Dragon. I already saw you can bloody buy accounts in Call of Dragons. It's crazy already.
Yeah, I think Aloys has it right here. He tries to break these games by mega spending. He enjoys ruining the game for other players by dominating, and then when he does, he's just done with it.
Yeah,
that's exactly what I say. He refund or whatever happened. Like, there happened something. He got minus 800k gems, so that just don't happen. There must be a refund or something. Or normally, or otherwise you don't get the negative gems.
Yeah.
So by refunding means also overchat what the Alliance got. We could also take away from the other players who got that stuff, right? So you fuck basically up the account from 100 of players. So is that really a thing what you want to do? No. Like, of course you spend. Like, people said we don't care about the money. Probably. He just want to fuck up the account. So, but what big ass move is that? What the hell is that?
If they were trying to sell his account that was given to the kingdom to play on and fight with, that's a shit move as well. Right?
Yeah, for sure.
That's a completely shit move as well. And those players, hey, I would just take the account back then and sell it myself. But I wouldn't go and refund things that I've made a purchase on and consciously made a purchase on just to be petty and fuck the kingdom over.
Yeah.
Because there are players in that kingdom that you're going to fuck over that are not involved in potentially trying to make money and selling that account.
Yeah. So
that's all I got to say.
If that happened, that you give your account, someone tried to sell that, and you know that, and you take back the account, and hold on. Like, if I know you cannot change the email which is linked, right? I have asked back when with support. You cannot change the email which is linked to that account. So
you can, but it's back.
You can?
You have to know the right people. Let's just say.
All right. Okay. So there's a way. Good. But so like, let's say you don't have a connections or whatever, and you have the email, but you have no second verification, or and someone else have the access, and you don't have a second verification or whatever, you can lose the account because of that. So if you give away the account, you should know that, because if you have second verification on that email, then the people you get access to that account cannot play that account because they have no access to the account, right? So you need to take away, first of all, the second verification, so they can have the email and the password, log in, and then play the account. So, you know, like, it's I don't know, it's like, the whole thing is really weird here. We don't know the full details that we need to say, but it's really, really weird.
When there's so much drama surrounding one individual, it no longer becomes coincidence.
Yeah. So whatever the reason is, he refund. Is it now by his own purpose, or because people have tried to sell his account and then he got the account back and refund then? So or so, refund is shit, and should not be available, because you buy something, and it's not a subscription, a monthly subscription. What you do, it's something what you buy and when you have it, right? And if you are able to refund, like what is then the reason to be in a way server? Because when you get like these gold chests and someone refund just then, and what the hell is that shit? That should be not available. Doesn't matter for whales or not. The company should always be in the interest to save the whole community, and not only like, okay, you have spent this type of money, we give it you back, no problem. But that fucks up like 100 of accounts. That should be not available in the game. That should be.
To be fair, it's not really the games. It's the credit card, PayPal companies. Like they have those things. I don't think if Lilith had the chance to not allow refunding, they 100% would not allow refunding. But there's no doubt.
Yeah, I mean,
but you know, hold on.
When I finally quit this game, I'm gonna port into the middle of Kingsland, and I'm gonna tell my enemies, "Come zero me, take my resources. Just let me know when you do, so I can live stream it." Right?
But hold on.
Hey, that's actually gonna be the the quits video right there. The Lambo quits.
If I'm not wrong, Google said that you can only get the money back from monthly subscriptions, like when you refund that into 2 weeks. And I think stuff like what you buy and get directly, I think that's not refundable, for example.
But the thing is, Google gets the money from your bank. So if you refund it from your bank and then refunds from Google, you know what I mean? Like they can't really. And then also, like, Google's not the only way people pay through things. Like, there's PayPal, there's Apple Pay. So it's really some countries specifically, like, you have the right to X amount of days you could refund X and Y. So it's not really. It's like a.
But cannot Lilith as a company just say, yeah, if you pay, and that's it? Because that's your own will. But because why? Why is that not like you are free to pay, right? You no one forces you to do so, and like
that's not how law works, though.
I'm a multi-millionaire. I walk into my bank and say, this $10,000 was spent on a mobile game. This wasn't me. I didn't authorize these purchases, and I have millions and millions of dollars in that bank. You think that bank's gonna blink twice by telling Google to give them the money back, or telling Apple to give them the money back, or telling PayPal that it was fraudulent? I mean, seriously.
It's tough, but I don't think Lilith can really do anything about it. It's more so just a worldwide bank thing, case by case basis.
Okay, so we get way too into like we should switch the topic here.
I'm just letting you know, because like we can't blame Lilith or whatever for.
Yeah. Okay.
We can blame Lilith for a lot of things, but not this.
I think Plato has a hard stop here shortly, and so do I. So.
Okay, so we cannot blame Lilith. It seems to be like for refunding. Whatever. When is it so? You know. But I think we all can agree on that.
It's unfair.
That refunding is shit and should be not done. when you have like, you know, like if you care about the people you have played with. If you don't care and you think, oh, whatever, I just fuck up hundreds of accounts, well, whatever, it's just a hundreds of account. You know, when I would think about your personality and yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so we switched a little bit the topic here. Let's go back to the topics
Yeah,
we
no
have.
more of him, please. Last time on the podcast.
So the last topic we was having here was the new arc mode. We have already talked about that a little bit at the beginning. So what do you guys think about the new arc mode? Lambo, let's start with you.
Has anyone played it here?
Nope.
Nope.
I was in KvK.
I haven't either.
Okay.
You know, I hear from people that you are unable to spectate it without fog. So how is that going to work for content creators who are spectating league matches? Because they say in here in this email that the new arc mode is going to be in the next season. So how does that work? How do I get whitelisted to spectate those matches?
Gonna be Osiris League, huh? Yeah, that's gonna be tough. I mean, like, it's probably gonna be delayed, right? There's no other way, right? There's gonna be like everyone watches it on like a 10-minute delay. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
You see exactly what the players see. Oh, interesting.
In spectators, you see exactly what the players see. But did they mention that somewhere?
I mean, so top tier teams are not going to be able to have players who are calling out enemy positions.
Spotters and stuff, right? Yeah.
Yep, you're not going to be able to have spotters, and that's going to drastically impact casting.
But hold on, can you only see one side?
So yeah, you if you're on team if you're a member of Team A, you can only see what Team A sees. If you're a member of Team B, you can only see what Team B sees.
But how do we want to spectate then?
Exactly. How does that going to work?
What the hell is that bullshit again? Like the Osiris League, the last matches. That was always a good promotion for the game on YouTube. Always. It was, and it for years. And now they're making this. Bro,
I mean, the only thing I can think of is, like Plato said, there's going to be a 10-minute delay for streamers, and you have to be a registered streamer with Lilith in order to be able to spectate and see the entire map.
Oh, yo, I tried to get whitelisted by Lilith and they ghosted me, so that's...
Yeah, thanks
Exactly.
But I mean, hold on.
I enjoyed watching 5 matches on 3 different monitors at once. I really did. But now, if there's only, 1 or 2 or 3 people who are whitelisted who can spectate and see the entire map, it's gonna be boring.
But hold on. So let's say I'm pretty sure she's good at getting whitelisted. What is then the whole thing of making the fog? If like the big streamers can stream it the entire map, then people can still see it. Huh? That makes no sense.
That's why I think there's gonna be delay.
That makes no sense. Okay, like think about it a moment, and you see it makes no sense. Because if the big streamers can stream it, and I mean, Chisco is well known in the community, and so if he's streaming, I don't know, for example, 1365 against 1960, people are gonna watch that stream when they can see the entire map. It makes 0 sense to avoid again the promotion for the game on entire YouTube, because also the small streamer can do a lot of promotion by that. I mean, I got my highest live stream, or the live stream with the most amount of views was from spectating Osiris League match. So so the whole thing makes again no sense. You just avoid for getting a promotion for free. We don't get anything from that. We do it for free for the game, and they're taking away ways for us to promote the game basically. So what the heck is that thing again? It's like...
Apple, you've been quiet.
What was that?
So you've been kind of quiet. What are your
Oh, I'm
thoughts?
quiet. I'm listening.
Yeah, Apple and I are literally just spectators here. We're chilling.
Yeah, 4.1k views on the size league between 61HX versus DR34. And then the second live
Yes.
stream was 3,500 between NRGP and 61HX. Why are you taking away that?
So let's just kind of talk through this, and I got maybe 5 minutes before I got to jump off, so I'll say this, right? Yeah, and we'll just say John. Okay, John is a big time Rise of Kingdom streamer. He gets whitelisted to view the entire map and broadcast these KvKs. John plays on Team ABC. What is to prevent John from being a spectator for Team ABC and being a spotter for Team ABC? Nothing but his own ethics and his own moral what's the word I'm looking here? Moral fortitude, right? You know, there would be nothing to prevent teams from using whitelisted streamers as being spotters for them in their more critical matches if they're not casting that same match. You know, and I'm not saying there are streamers out there that would do this, but if that's the case and that's how this is going to work, and it's all speculation right now, right? If that's how this is going to work, it's just going to create more drama around these top tier Osiris League matches than there ever has been in the past. So I think Lilith is moving in the wrong direction with this, and it will be interesting to see what happens here on out.
Like Claude said, they will probably just add a delay, which shouldn't be hard to implement. Yeah, but okay, If you want to avoid that people can scout over the streams, the other team, that's totally reasonable and should be done, right? It's totally understandable. But when you don't need to add a full fucking fork for the streamer, like make it for the players to make. Like I said, I think it's kind of interesting to see that the players have fork. More strategies gonna be happen, more ambushes and all that stuff. But why are you making it for the streamer? Just add spectators. Just add a delay for the spectators, and that's it. Easy. Why are you making it so complicated again? You know what I mean? Like,
wait, Beast. What are you mad about here? What are we?
Well, it's all speculation at this point. So yeah, we shouldn't be getting too pissed off.
Yeah, it's just saying. You know, if you have the fork, you know, it's Apple.
It's confusing at the moment because we have Ark of Osiris that we play, and now we have that Sand one, and we have a Pioneer. But the issue is that one was in that week, so that's mean we're gonna have double Ark, because normal Ark of Osiris should be next week. Otherwise, I'm confused. It's very confusing how many new arcs came out.
Hey,
I actually didn't play any. I'm in the middle of. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Lilith is just testing this new arc.
Confusing.
Didn't they say that they test so many stuff and then let it in the game?
Yeah, the thing about Lilith is if we're already playing it, then they're definitely just adding it into the game because they already put the work in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Same with the armaments. Oh yeah, we just testing at the beginning how that all gonna work, how the system behind the casino stuff gonna work. Oh yeah, no, we just added. So if they have did something, then they're gonna add it. Doesn't matter what we're saying as a community.
But guys, I promised I'd buy my son a car today, so I need to get my.
Buying a car! Wow!
Oh man,
it's gonna be a $5,000 beater piece of shit that lasts him a year and a half.
Let's go, boom boom time.
I'm sorry, your first car is not gonna be a fucking Lamborghini, BMW, Mercedes type vehicle. It's gonna be a dented up Toyota Civic that is reliable. Honda Civic, sorry.
Honda Civic, yeah.
People are only going to get to try it at a few times before having to play it in Osiris League. Smart stuff. Yeah, but I don't know.
It's not the end of the world yet, so I think we can relax a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, it's Lilith. So
we'll see. We'll see. Time will tell with all of these changes, and a lot of what we do here and a lot of what we say here is just speculation based on our 3 to 4 years experience and how they implement changes in this game, right? And that's why we're here. It's to have fun, air out our opinions, air out our frustrations, and hopefully at some point in time Lilith will be listening, and Lilith may contact one of us and say, hey, can we have a discussion? And like I said, I'm more than open to have a discussion with them about what I feel this game is good with, and what I feel that the changes are needed. My opinions are not the opinions of everyone, but I'm happy to share them at any point in time.
Yeah, I wish they listen. I don't know who they talk to when they make face-to-face, to be honest.
So, yeah, that's also. But guys, like Lembo said, at the end, our opinions, our thoughts, our emotions. So, if I get, for example, making here kind of rage mode in like yelling, it's because of emotions, So
Yeah, you're
don't
passionate.
take everything too serious. Like at the end, it's our opinions, what we think. It's and we're just talking about that. That's like Rambo said. That's what or why we're doing the podcast, to share our emotions, our feelings about the game. It is
passionate,
not
mate.
always,
You care.
huh?
You're passionate. You care. That's why.
Yeah. So it's not supposed to be 100% correctly. We try, of course, to get the informations right, and using also the informations then. But So I think we have covered every topic what we wanted to talk about today. Guys, if you have any questions which just came up, we are open to answer them. The thing is, we don't have that much time anymore, so we might do, I don't know, 5 to 10 minutes, and then I'm probably gonna end the stream.
Yeah.
So share quick what your opinions are, what your questions are, so we can answer
I have a
them.
question.
Sure.
So you prefer to go to 1875, but say like they hit Imperium and then they can't get migration, and like what's your plan?
Well, then I'm probably gonna stay in 48.
That's a great question.
Yeah, when I'm gonna stay in 48.
Okay. How tall is Plato? How tall do you think I am? What's my perceived height in the community? And let me-
5'9".
I would say
I have no idea.
1.2 meters.
1.2 meters. What?
1.5 meters.
Oh my god! Come on now. Here, I'll use my real voice. Hello, yo. This is my real voice. I'm
Oh,
actually like I'm
he's definitely taller.
Oh shit.
No, I'm it depends on the day, On a bad day, I'm 5'7". On a really good day, I'm 5'9".
That's pretty good going.
Nah, like so average, I'm 5'8".
Alright guys, any other questions you have? We are open to answer them. Also, it could be also about the topics, what we said, or something what we said about the topics. If you want to add something there, or to get an answer on a question there, just share it. We are also open, like we always said.
Who's the next host?
We are also open. Hold on. We are also open for your topics, ideas. So if you have any topic ideas, just share it with one of us. For example, over the Discord DMs, and we're looking forward to add them maybe. Yeah.
No, all my kids are older. I am not currently seeking to adopt anymore, Lordy.
Are you mad that Whiteline broke MGE for Woo heads? Oh, he did?
Oh.
What?
Wait, really? Oh my god, I'm mad. That's crazy. Not even Heraclius heads, bruh.
Hold on.
That's BM.
What was the? Maybe it was supposed to be 11 and 12.
Oops.
Oops, a little bit. Yeah,
end up being
that's
1 or 2?
that's yeah. 300, 330, 338 mil and 185 mil. Okay, that's a bullshit ass move. Don't care about how much power they have. That's something you don't do. I hope people gonna see that and don't accept them. I used to like them.
People tried warning 2338 when they did that to 1254, but they still let them in. So I think it's just like they'll get in places.
Yeah, actually, kind of like when who was it? The guy who was in 1039 went with Chizgolda 1075. King Talib.
King Talib, yeah.
Who are they going to the next kingdom? 2577? Is that the next kingdom which is announced that they're going there?
Because we what do you call it? In 2268, they've like they want to come here, and then Rez told us, yeah.
I mean, the thing is, we can also not zero them. So
pop a 30-day bubble beast and do a video.
like we cannot zero them. That's a bullshit.
Why are they still in the alliance then?
They aren't. They are in random. I don't know. What? Why do I have? They are in I don't know, in our alliance.
That reminds me of like my first ever kingdom. We had this rogue, but he was a big spender. So then they just let him into the alliance once a day, so he could drop gold chests and kick him out again. Is that what's happening?
What's funny is
like, oh,
that's funny is
we hate you, but like, yeah, we need your gold chest. We need VIP like 10.
Like, 10? We're hurtful? No. It makes zero sense to zero them or try to zero them. Also, when they let that happen, they're just bending that back. So,
people zeroing them would feel it a lot more than them, because they could just spend it back whenever they want to.
Yeah,
it's tough.
So the thing, how you punish these type of players, when you just don't accept them. That's it. That's it basically.
Yeah, well, you gotta be disciplined.
Well, you give them a good reference. You want them out of your kingdom. If other kingdoms do not accept them, they're stuck there, beast. So give them a good reference.
Wait, Clayton Bigsby. What was that? What was that male?
So yeah, I was talking with them a little bit in the DMs. I don't know. They was kind. Didn't expect that. Whatever. Again, selfish ways, which I don't care about the other players. Like, no, I should not start. All right, guys. If you don't have any other questions, then we gonna say goodbye to Ploder, Lambo, and Apple. Thanks to you guys
for having us.
Yeah, sure. Always. I think the next one.
What's the next pod?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be Apple, right? And after Apple, Ploder, and then Lambo.
I don't remember. Yeah, sure. Apple.
All right. Then,
Thank
yeah,
you
guys.
so much.
Sure, you're welcome. Thanks.
I appreciate you guys.
Thanks everyone who was watching this stream. So like you have heard, on Apple gonna be the next podcast in 2 weeks from now. So it's gonna be the 27 May. All right, mark that. 14 UTC, 27 May. If something came between it, we will let you know that.
If it's Apple's channel, let's do a challenge where we only talk positive about the game.
Yeah, you have to.
That's
why I like it.
Let's do it. We don't talk any shit. We just oh my god,
Rise of Kingdom is so fun. Podcast.
That's boring.
That's the fun part about it, man. Like we're always so negative on these podcasts. I want to see what happens if we try to like say one nice thing.
Oh.
I don't think that's gonna be possible.
1960 is gonna be super fucking positive, team. Don't come with a big hope. I'm telling you right now.
I don't think that's gonna be possible, but we'll see.
Oh,
all right,
fighting
guys.
1960 is very positive.
Oh man. All right, guys. Then I gotta end now here the stream. Thanks everyone.
Team.
Enjoy the rest of the Saturday. I'm gonna maybe stream later again, so if you're gonna be there, then we see it later. Otherwise, have a good rest of the weekend, and thanks for everyone who was supporting the stream. Thanks again to Justin Lambo for the gifted memberships, and with that said, see ya, guys.
Yeah.